Hey, all my weathered souls out there. It's Bruce the Weathered Soul here on the morning drive on a terrific Tuesday morning. Nice and chilly on my drive to Santa Clara from Gilroy today. How you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well today. Hey, I really want to talk to you. We had a great show last night, me and Dougie on the Weathered Soul podcast. We're kind of lampooning everything that's going on from Hunter Biden to Donald Trump and his failed attempts at overturning the election, to a more serious talk about the vaccines and stuff. But I want to find out where you guys are in your life right now. I mean, in your time. I mean, what are we expecting now that we have a Joe Biden presidency? Were you banking on something like this? Are you any better off knowing that Joe Biden's going to be leading the country for 4 years? I mean, typically I'm going to tell you my actual belief is that I really don't care. It really doesn't make a difference to me, because what I'm focused on and what today's morning drive is about is focus. Is that what are we focused on for the next couple of months? I mean, because things are changing, with the COVID going on, the vaccines going on. What are we focused on? Are you focused on your wellness? Are you focused on your job? Are you focused on your income? Are you focused on making your bills? What are you focused on? I mean, has it changed since Trump has lost the election? I really want to know, because what's important is that we keep perspective on what's really going on out here. And what's really going on out here is a great big distraction. And okay, here goes Bruce again on his conspiracy that everything's a distraction. Well, you know what? As much as you think that your 401ks and your retirements and your savings are all great right now, because the stock market is somewhere around 29,000, 30,000 all the time. There's a lot of things that are propping that up, and one of them is the central bank and the constant...
Watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
The constant torrent of money that they keep backing us up every day that we have a down day in Wall Street. And what's going on is that we can't keep pumping money into this economy. If we keep pumping money into this economy, we're already at the breaking point. We're already at the point of no return. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. And I really need you guys to understand, and I care about this thing. I care about this thing a lot. That's why I kept harping every day for the last 6 years that I've been doing podcasts and stuff like that. God, it's been 6 years that I've been doing things like this, either I've been writing or podcasting. I care about what's going on in America. But what I care about is a lot different than a lot of Americans care about. A lot of Americans cared about Trump being president. A lot of Americans cared about getting Trump out of the presidency. All I cared about was whether I could put food on my table, whether I can make my mortgage this next month, and whether I was going to be able to retire or be able to attempt to retire, because I'm never going to retire, I'm always going to work, but attempt to have some kind of nest egg where I don't have to live on a 9-to-5 job. And the answers to those questions are different every day because of the way that the economy and the way that the government is taking care of the situation that's at hand. Do they need to take care of us? No, I don't look to the government to take care of me at all. It's never going to happen. But what we do have to look for is what our government is doing with our economy. What are they doing with our money? What are they doing with our taxes? Our taxes have been swallowed up by all kinds of things that happen every day. And they keep coming out with more programs and more stimulus and more this and more that, but they're not being able to pay for it with our regular taxes, so they keep creating money. And this money is creating an inflation that's gonna hit us hard, guys. I mean, it's really gonna hit us hard. In January, the provisions, the moratorium on evictions is going to evaporate. Now, there's a chance that Congress will get together and they'll pass another package on that, but it doesn't look promising. So what are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you going to do that? I'm really concerned on how you're going to do that. I can try to help. I can try to get you pushed into some kind of a business, trying to make money for yourself, whether it be content, doing podcasts like I do, or whether it be selling plant-based supplements or probiotics or anything like that. Anything that you can do to put a little extra money in your pocket is worth doing. There's more Americans right now trying to start small businesses than ever was before. And I think that if you keep staying with this mentality that your 9 to 5 is going to do it for you, or you're going to get that job that you've been furloughed from back, or anything like that, I think you're living a pipe dream. So, in essence, is today is that focus. We have to focus on the things that are real, okay? Because the big thing about this election is nothing but a distraction of what's really going on in the economy. I mean, all kinds of distractions are going on. The COVID is a distraction. Is the virus real? Of course it's real. Are people getting sick? Of course they're getting sick. Are people dying? Of course they're dying, but they're not dying any more than they were dying back in March. The COVID isn't any more virulent than it was, when we first started hearing about it in March. And more people are getting it. Yeah, more people are getting it because we're out and about. We're out doing things. And I support that. I mean, I'm all for herd immunity. I'm all for this vaccine. If you want to get the vaccine, go get the vaccine. Fauci said today that we're probably going to hit herd immunity sometime in 2021. Go figure. We're either going to do it with the vaccine or we weren't going to do it with the vaccine, because that's the way vaccines work and that's the way viruses work. You eventually get herd immunity. When enough people die and enough people have been affected, that's what happens. Anyway, we got to keep in focus about what's going on. Because just because we have a vaccine, just because we wear masks, just because we social distance, just because we do everything that the government tells us to do, doesn't mean that we're going to be taken care of. The only person that's going to take care of anybody in your family is you. And the question is are you going to do that via the government? Or are you going to do that via yourself? Are you counting on your employer to keep you employed? I don't know, man. A lot of people are out of work. So, I mean, keep your focus. Keep your focus today. Focus on what's real. What's real. If your faith is real in front of you, keep your faith. If it's your family that's in front of you, keep your family. If your focus is about your job security and whether or not you're going to make a buck next week or next month, or make your mortgage, or whatever the case may be, make that your focus. But for God's sakes, don't make your focus on whether Trump is going to keep the presidency or whether Biden's going to be a good president. No president, no Congress, no anything has ever made a difference in my life. No person in higher ups of government has ever made a difference in my life. I've made that difference in my life. Okay? The people that I've worked for have made that difference in my life because they care for us. You might have a great big employer that you're only a number or something like that, so there's a less caring point there. But believe me, those people are risking their fortunes and stuff like that to keep you employed. I work for a very small employer. They're very, very intimate with us. They're intimate to the point where I know that they're actually suffering right now to keep us employed. There's times of prosper and there's times of trial. And right now we're in a times of trial. We're going to get back into a time of prosper, but it's you that are going to do it. Not some government agency. It's going to be your will and your desire to go forward and to make this work that's going to make everything work. So keep your focus and stop focusing on the silly shit that media and the social media wants you to take and swallow like a pill that's going to make you feel all better. Focus on it. Okay, this is Bruce, the Weathered Soul. Very serious today. Have a great Tuesday. Be free. Not as free as they permit, but as free as you can get away with. Have a great Tuesday.